The elephant money Ponzi ecosystem is currently at a standstill. Now, unfortunately, every time I cover this, it gets worse because the message needs to be out there. People should be aware that false advertising and gaslighting are a thing. And unfortunately, many, are going in just because X told them this, Y told them that. And honestly, when people don't have better options, they will get sucked in. Now let's look at the components one by one and see how bad they are and how bad they're looking today. So starting with, futures, the thing that was basically locked, was basically scrapped down without, the intention of doing so, because unfortunately the owner is in control of everything. So he decided, all right, so let's do a variable rate now because apparently it's no longer sustainable, even though that's how it was advertised. So right now, the base yield between quotation marks, as you can see, 59.8%, but that's unlocked capital, so money you cannot take out anymore. And daily, that would be around 0.16% at the current rate, because he added, a healthy check, so to speak, between those BNB reserves and the liabilities. So liabilities are still operating as if it were 0.5% daily, but unfortunately the BNB reserves don't. So at the current rate, you need 609 days to get your money out. Not so much, 600 days. In DeFi, that's nothing, right? And that's assuming that you are doing so at the current APR, because as you claim more, that APR decreases, and then if more people claim more, everyone's APR will decrease. Now, they gaslight you with the personal rate, which is a bit higher, but of course that's only gonna be there if you're a good boy, meaning if you are putting money in but not taking anything out. So if you put more money in, if you compound more, great, your rate, your dashboard rate increases, but in reality you're gonna take much more time to get your money out and you're still gonna end up losing. So unfortunately, not many people broadcast what's gonna happen in a week, month, year from now. They all focused on, okay, it's nice dashboard money today, but reality is you're losing money, you're not making any. And that's unfortunately how the situation is with this. Sorry to interrupt you there, folks. I just want to quickly chime in and mention that we are currently working on a project called The Miracle. It's DeFi as a service, meaning you'll get exposed to real DeFi protocols that generate real revenue, aka real yield, and you're gonna get a cut of this without doing the setup yourself. All you have to do is enter, claim, or withdraw. Very simple. So your capital is available at all times to take, and you can choose the option where to invest. More details in the description and in our community chats. And again, the message needs to be out there. Your money is locked. You're not going anywhere. If I were you, I would just sell it to another person who's willing to take it at a discount, but that's just me. All right, so moving over to the NFTs, which is even a worse situation. 26% APR, and you're getting a shitcoin for your trouble, which is Elephant, that is supposedly, an appreciating asset, but is doing the opposite. I mean, look at this chart right here, right? So it's just going down. It's been going down for a while now. It's not moving to the other direction. So that APR, of course, depends on the NFT stakes, and it depends on the health of the treasury itself, which is in a bad shape. It's actually, if I go back to that page, the treasury has decreased from a local high of 198.6 trillion. Now it's sitting at 198.15, almost 16 trillion. So, and that treasury needs to be protected at all costs, because everyone thinks that the treasury only has to grow in order for people to enter, while in reality projects utilize their treasury to fund the market and to buy things, to to market their products, to develop. But no, here it should be the opposite. Treasury should grow and not decrease, right? So I don't know where the logic stands here, but that's okay. And that's obvious, because that treasury is not in BNB, BUSD, ETH, whatever. It's in a shitcoin. When that shitcoin decreases in value, the value of that treasury decreases. So of course they don't want to spend money from that treasury. That makes sense, right? They just want to market it as we have something that grows in value, so you people should come in and buy up. And unfortunately, that's not the case. So there's no demand for these NFTs right now, so it has been stagnant at that number for a while. People don't want to put their BNB and receive a shitcoin in return at that APR. Now, sure, those are liquid, but you're gonna lose if you sell them anyways. and many people are uploading theirs on the marketplace. So, at the end of the day, no demand, APR sucks, you get a depreciating asset in return. So I'm not sure what's the value of buying or minting one of these. They compare it to real estate, which is highly laughable, and they market this as this innovative product that came on where no one else thought about creating an NFT that gives a shitcoin at an APR. I mean, usually shitcoins have a very high APR, 3-digit APR on DeFi protocols to attract people, to buy them. But I don't know how this one has such a low APR, lower than stablecoin APRs on DeFi protocols, and people are still attracted to buy it. It's gaslighting at its best. It's insane, honestly, if you think about it. And right now, honestly, if you look up the chart, let me pull up the chart real quick. Scroll down and look at the buys. I'm talking by most, I mean 85% plus of those so-called buys are a combination of two things. Either compounding futures accounts, if you look at those $180 purchases, those are compounds. Or if you see a 2BNB buy, that is the NFT mint. So that's where the buys are coming from. It's still this artificial demand that's there. Nobody really wants to buy the elephant token. What for, right? It's just people using those other products because they're locked in. Unfortunately, they have to, find a way out. Or people who are still in that phase of thinking that those NFTs are gonna be worth a damn after a while, and they're minting them for some reason because their friend told them to. Each one teach one, aka bring more people in so we can, take their money at the end of the day. And here's the conclusion. AMAs are back. Why? Because they want new people in. So they just present the good things, which is high liquidity, a strong treasury, where in fact all of this it can be drained out once people take more money out. The treasury sells, it will decrease, and the liquidity will be depleted as a result. But they don't tell you this, right? So the Ponzi needs to keep going. People need to fall for it, so your bags are protected, all right? Unfortunately, this is bad. This is the message being broadcasted. If I go on Telegram right now and look at this message, for example, this is what I'm looking at. We have to drain the LPs, you have to buy, you have to DCA. So what people are saying is, if we all pull our money into Elephant, the price goes up. Science. But then who's gonna profit at the end? The people who are smart enough to not follow this message, who are sitting on the sidelines waiting for these guys to bring their friends and family to buy up the token so they can sell on their hands and up on their heads. They think there will be another run-up for the elephant token. I don't see this happening, unfortunately. I see that people are locked in the state where the so-called herd are the only people who are buying or basically compounding their futures account or minting those NFTs. But at the end of the day, they're just taking money from each other. Money is exchanging hands from one herd member to the other. They don't know it yet, but they will. They will soon find out that this is a slow down curve. At the end of the day, this is what will happen in my personal opinion. Slowly but surely that yield will decrease, and honestly, ever since I recorded this video, it was at 60%. Now it has dropped by 0.6%. So that yield will decrease because people will take money out more than people will put money in. That yield will decrease. Treasury will decrease over time. Not enough demand because, like I said, it's all artificial when they created the NFTs and futures. So the owner enticed people to come in and pour money, which bought the elephant token and the price rose. But now, then it's time for that treasury to pay up those users. It's not gonna do so, right? Now, my so-called precious treasury will decrease if you guys claim. You shouldn't claim. Are you guys dumb? Why are you claiming? You should only buy and put money in. You're not supposed to claim. You are fudders. You are weak hands. Right? So I need to protect that treasury. So now I need to lock in everyone, and I'm not gonna, let them enjoy that so-called yield. It's honestly sad that people are still falling for this. Please, for the love of God, understand that there are so many better opportunities out there, to name a few. So many. Please use them. Please do not fall for this. Understand what this is for what it actually is, not the so-called liquidity, blah, blah, blah. You are entering a locked prison. If you put your money in, that's it, you're done. So don't do that. Don't press that button. Don't get sucked into the Ponzi. Do not buy up anyone else's position. It's their fault for entering without the research, even though there were many people who warned them, but they still got in. Stay safe, alright? Again, this video and every other video that talks about reality when it comes to these Ponzi's should be taken, without a grain of salt. Should be actually studied, should be actually looked at. Alright? So stay safe, find better options, and earn well. With that, see you in the next one. Have a good one.